Actually had some water damage too from a flood.
Start now.
It wasn't about what I wanted, it was about what he wanted.
Just go there, the right people are there.
I'm not afraid to fail.
Am I willing to write in that check? Absolutely. All day long. So I had a wholesaler friend of mine who sent me this property, an opportunity here to fix and flip a house. I'm in front of it right now, and I've heard that it's got a lot of nasty mold in the basement, so I'm a little bit worried about it. I'm a little bit worried about going in here without a respirator on, but I'm gonna go in there and check it out and see, see what this thing is. So here's a picture of the house right here. Oh, well, there you go. It's a little scary. It's a golf course back there, which is cool. Broken windows. Wow, this thing looks kind of a little bit beat. Nothing too bad up here. Everything looks pretty normal. Kitchen and everything. Oh, that's lovely. This is such a relationship business when you're talking about real estate. This property was brought to me by a wholesaler, but he's actually a friend of mine. He's a guy that I've helped get into the business. So because of that, he gives me first crack at the houses he gets. He said, hey, you can have this house for $75,000. He's given me a couple of days to look at it. The only reason I have this opportunity from this investor was that, I helped him and I built that relationship. So I just went down to the basement, and they weren't messing around. That actually is nasty stuff down there. It's just full of tons of mold spores and just all over every wall. I was literally walking through like this. Yeah, this is definitely a nasty house. So I almost want to tackle the project just to do it. I'm sitting here in front of this house in Roy trying to analyze it, and I noticed that the house next door is for sale as well. So I actually looked it up on the MLS, and here's a previous listing for it. It was a short sale that was sold last year or early in 2013. Now it's got a for sale sign on it again. They obviously flipped it. They bought it as a short sale for $101,500. It's the same size as my house. It's got a 2-car garage, which is what I plan on doing to this house. So I'm kind of curious what they're selling it for. So I'm going to give that agent a call right now and see what she says.
Yeah.
I am actually in front of your house here in Roy.
Sure.
I just have some questions on it if you've got a second.
Of course.
I noticed you bought your house on a short sale for a great deal a year ago, and it looks like you've done a lot of work to it. You fixed it up.
Yep, completely redid it.
So tell me about that, and tell me how much you're asking for it. Yeah, just tell me a little bit about that.
$175 is
okay.
what it's going on the market for.
The next door neighbor listing for $175, so I think that means that once we're done here, we could probably ask, $165 to $175 if we do it right, because it's a similarly built home. So I'll call it $170,000. We make it look really good. I take off 7% for closing costs, for seller paid closing costs, and for the real estate agent, the buyer's agent. So we're down to $158. I'm a little worried about the mold. It's going to cost a lot of money to do that. We got to remediate that and do all those things. I think worst case, we're going to spend $45,000 in this house. We can probably get it done for a little bit less. We're down to $113. I did some research on it last night. I kind of knew what that was going to cost to fix. $45,000 is a lot of money in a house like that size. It's 1,200 square feet per level. I generally go out there and I just say, okay, what's a high number that I think we can beat? And if it works at that high number, then we'll work to do it for less than that. And if it works with that, then I'll move forward. I'm looking at picking up this house for $75,000. So that leaves $38,000, but I got holding costs too. So I'll probably spend between taxes, insurance, and a little bit of opportunity / interest costs, probably about $8,000 on that as well. So it's looking like if I can sell it for $170,000, I could make a $30,000 profit on this house and flip it in 4 to 5 months. So it sounds like it's a project that's worth doing. So I think I'm going to give that investor a call back and say, I'm in. We'll see. Talk to me a little bit about that Roy house. I went and walked through it this morning. But tell me the story. Okay. So who was this? Tell me the seller story here. I'm always curious.
Yeah, back in 2006, that golf course behind it, there's that big pond, and there's 3 houses that got affected because that pond saturated the ground so much with water because there's no liner, no retaining wall underneath, nothing.
They monkeyed around in the pond, which made the matter much, much worse. Caused dirt to come in with the water, which had never happened before, destroyed the sump pump, so I couldn't keep the basement dry anymore, and in September of 2006, I had to move out of the house.
And once they drained the pond, all the flooding stopped. This guy, I think he actually got a postcard from me.
He just called and said that he was sick of it. You could hear it in his voice. He was just absolutely sick of it. So I called him up the next day, said let's set an appointment, went down, walked the house. He brought 2 masks, big old masks. He says you can't walk in this house without it because of the mold. It was bad.
So it's just been vacant since 06. I mean, I walked down there, it's got nasty mold and all that stuff. But
yeah, I hope you brought a respirator.
Yeah, I got it in there fast. But it's nasty, but I can see the potential. So yeah, I'm interested to see if it's on the city's radar. Besides that, it closes in 3 weeks, sounds like. Any price flexibility?
What are you thinking?
I don't know. I mean, I'd love it at 70.
And I was worried he'd probably come back at 60.
You'd love it at 70?
I'd love it at 70.
It's yours, buddy.
Nice. Now I'm going to ask the golden question because I don't care because you're making your money. How much did you get it for, dude?
He bought it for $25,000.
Why did the guy sell it for $25,000?
When I was talking to him on the phone, I said, how much would you like for it? He said, if I could get 50, I would be happy. That would be wonderful. So I knew he wasn't solid at 50. So I decided to toss 20 at him and see what happens. And he took it.
If I'd known that this could be done years ago, I'd have done it years ago.
Yeah. Well, it's been good working with you, Rob. Thank you.
I'm super happy for you, man. And nobody's been more happy to pay a friend of theirs. How much is that? I don't even, what's the math on that? $45,000? Now, a lot of people have a real hard time with that, paying people a large amount of money like that. But I don't, because I know that it doesn't matter what he's getting it for. He could have got it for free. It doesn't matter because that's his money. But what matters is that I'm getting the property for a deal where I want to get it. So because of that large spread, we actually determined that he's going to close on the property first so that, he can get the HUD showing a $25,000 purchase, and then I'm going to close it from him and buy it from him for $70,000. And the reason we do that is a couple of reasons. One, with that large wholesale fee, I want to make sure that when I go to resell it, if the new lender, for my end buyers, want to see how much I paid for it, I'd rather it showed $70,000 on my purchase HUD than $25,000 with a $45,000 assignment fee. And that really does matter.
Tyler, let's show you what's going on. There's the agreed price.
And the reason you would do it if you don't know the person is, a lot of people get scared of big wholesale fees, and $45,000 is a huge wholesale fee. So most wholesalers, if there's going to be a really big fee, they don't want to scare off their buyers. They don't want them to know exactly what they're making. So sometimes the big fee, they'll buy it first and then turn around and sell it. Especially if there's going to be a lender on the other side. So if I had like a private money lender or a hard money lender, those lenders want to see what you're purchasing the property for. And if they see a large assignment fee, especially $45,000, they're going to freak out and say, well, what's wrong with this property? Why is this property getting marked up so much?
Yeah, buddy.
It's winter time. We're dealing with the snow, the rain, water damage, black mold.
This first project, and I'm just struggling because I don't want to take it from her. But I remember she said at the very beginning 2 weeks ago, it's going to be 7 weeks and it's going to be $30,000. Well, now here we are 2 weeks into it. You just heard what Manuel said. He doesn't think it can happen for $30,000. I'm going to have to grab this project back and give it to another project manager because this is not getting done for $30,000. This is not getting done in the next 5 weeks. So it just doesn't work. You can't flip a house halfway.